Hi, hope you're well. Going to go through a vinyasa style practice today. A little bit more challenging maybe, so maybe have a watch ahead, see if it's for you. Going to start on our knees and coming into child's pose, and we'll just take a few breaths there. Setting yourself up. So you can have the legs apart or knees together. It's entirely up to you. I like to extend forward. You could have your arms back. And just starting with a few nice steady breaths. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale everything out. Maybe ease a little bit more into it. Maybe have a little wiggle if that's your thing. Allowing the breath to expand the body. And exhale everything out. Okay, inhaling, come up onto your hands and knees. Bring the knees to hip width apart. And we're going to start with a little cat-cow type wave. Inhale, extend through the front of the body. Lift the chin, lift the sit bones up. Exhale, round the back. Draw the tummy in, chest in and up. Inhale, come in forward again. And then as you exhale, round the back, and this time sit back down onto the heels or towards the heels, drop the head. Again, inhale, coming forward. Extend the front of the body. Exhale, round the back and sitting down. Inhale, coming forward. This time tuck your toes as you extend through the front of the body. Exhale, round the back and sitting back. And as you do, maybe come into the child's pose again or lift the hips for a downward facing dog. Placing the knees back down, coming forward. Inhale, extend through the front of the body. Exhale, round the back. Tuck the toes, lift into down dog. Inhale. So maybe waving on the pace of your own breath now if you wish. Tummy's drawn in, hips lifting back and up. One more, coming down. Extend through the front of the body. Big inhale, exhale. Sitting back and lifting up. And we're going to stay in this down dog. Maybe you prefer to still be on your knees and be in puppy. That's all good. Long, steady inhale. Steady exhale. So you might like to pedal the legs up and down, or just take a little twist, stretching through the side of the body as well. And then as your next inhale, looking forward, walk the feet towards the front of the mat, chest lifted. Exhale, allow yourself to hang forward and down. Then inhale, drive down into the feet. And rise up. Okay, we're at the front of the mat. Going through, a couple of sun salutations and then adding more in as we go. Inhale, lift the arms, gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, soften and fold from the hips, come down. Inhale, extend through the body as much as possible. Exhale, plant the hands, bend the knees, step back to plank. And lower, knees to the mat, elbows into the side of the body and lower with control. Inhale, bringing the chest forward for little cobra or maybe a bit bigger. Tummy's drawn in, hips reaching back and up for downward facing dog. So still easing into it a little bit if that's your practice, or you may like to just settle into your down dog now for 5 breaths. Gazing back towards the toes, the knees, keeping the neck nice and long, shoulders away from the ears, tummy and ribs drawing in and up. On your next inhale, coming forward, step or jump to the front of the mat, chest lifted. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Draw the tummy in, reaching high. Exhale, release it down. Again, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, step or jump back or work your way back. Knees down or Chaturanga, lower to the mat. Chest lifts. Maybe a little higher this time. Exhale. Reaching back and up for downward facing dog. So again, you may like to put in your puppy dog here. Work on that reach through the arms and the back. Or if the heels reach the floor, firming up the thighs, drawing the pelvic floor, belly in. As you lift the hips a little higher. Your next inhale, step or jump forward, chest lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, pressing the palms and release. Okay, this time we're going to start to add a little bit more in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float to Chaturanga. I can't even say it. Inhale, chest comes forward and lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bringing your feet a little closer together and reach the right leg back and up. Reaching as much as possible through the heel, lifting from the leg rather than bending the knee. And then drawing yourself into high plank, knee to the chest, and step the right foot forward. Staying on the ball of the foot. Set yourself up into this long lunge and coming up to high lunge. Shoulders rolling down the back. Staying here in your high lunge, or you may like to bring the hands to the center or lift, above the head. Your next exhale, we're going to turn open to warrior two. So either stay with the warrior two there or interlace the hands behind and rolling the shoulders back, hold here. Or another option is to fold forward and down, bringing the hands away from the back. Sometimes called humble warrior. Just a variation. Adding a little more in. Try not to create any tension in the neck. Allow the head to hang. Then inhale, pushing firmly down. Rise up. Return to warrior two. And come back down to the mat. Hands to the mat. Stepping back. Either coming to down dog or lower. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Bringing the left leg now up and back, really reaching up through the heel, lifting pelvic floor and tummy, controlling the movement, knee to chest as you come to your high plank and step the left foot forward. Setting up your lunge, just to begin, inhale, coming up to your high lunge. So, your choice, stay here. Maybe lift the arms. Breathe in full as much as possible. And as you turn to your warrior two, right heel comes down, reaching the arms away, shoulders rolling down the back. You could stay here thinking about the leg, not collapsing in. Maybe take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, lift the chest, stay here, or the option to fold forward and down. So you're aiming the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee, still pushing firmly into that back foot, bringing the hands away from the back. Inhale, pushing firmly down, rise up, return, warrior two, and then back down. Cartwheel the hands to the mat, turn onto the toes of the back foot, step back to plank, either go to down dog or lower. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. You could take a little one there. Exhale, downward facing dog. Long, steady breath. Maybe still moving in your down dog. But I recommend you mix some moving and some steady. And your next inhale, Come to the front of the mat, chest lifted. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up and release. Samastitihi. Okay, we're going down again. Inhale, this time coming into chair. Lowering the hips. Lift the hands and the gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chest lifts, look forward. Exhale, step or going back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. So, this time from your down dog, we're going to come forward to high plank again. And come into a variation of side plank. So you could place the knee down, right knee down, left foot is reaching out and come into your side plank this way, or you're on the side of the feet. Maybe you can stack the feet and lift the top arm. Again, find the variation that is the one you need to do. And release. Doesn't mean it has to be the one that you can always do. So possibly you're turning to the left side, placing the left knee down, thinking about squeezing the hip forward and the foot's out behind. Or you're either bringing the feet one behind the other, or you can stack them. Top arm's just a little add-on. And release to the mat. Turning and lower Chaturanga, possibly knees down. And inhale. Chest coming forward. Exhale. Downward facing. From downward facing, we're not staying here this time, we're just coming straight forward. Jump to the front of the mat, chest lifted. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, sitting back and down and lifting to chair pose. And release. Very good. Okay, I'm going to come into, going to try a little balance sequence. So starting with our tree pose, I'm going to turn forward to the front of the mat in a moment because we're going to move it if we can. Think about rooting down through the left side. Think about the full posture of the body, turning the right hip out. So the leg is just turning in the hip socket. So choose your point of balance today. Might be here, might be here, or it's maybe here. It all depends on each day. Thinking about squeezing the, you can't squeeze your pelvis, but you're thinking about this wrap here, that everything's coming into the centre line. Good luck with moving your own pelvis. Okay, so wherever you are in your tree, get beside a wall if that helps. So I find my practice at the moment is very unsteady because I'm practicing on a carpet. So these things, yeah, can be more difficult or challenging. So from here, either with the hands raised or in front, maybe take the hands to the hips. You're going to control the tummy, lift the right leg up to the front and maybe reach it out to straight. Try not to lean back. Still nice and upright here. Lift through this leg. Flex the foot and you're going to allow it to rock past the body. And as you pass the standing left leg, you're reaching forward and down. So, yep, handy wall. Reaching through the back foot, keeping everything straight. So from here, you could still be with the arms forward from that lift, and then we're going to come all the way back forward. Bend the knee up in front. I'm going to bend the standing leg and come into our eagle. So I've got the right knee now over the left, maybe wrapped round. You could just be squeezing the legs together. Maybe you're going to wrap the arms as well. And then from there, unwrap, lift up, and place it back down. Well done.
Okay, that well done was for me for not falling over. Into the left side. So think about your balance, whatever that is today. Don't push it so far and get annoyed with yourself because you can't do something or you fall out of something. We always do. What you should be proud of is that you try again. Turn the foot, not the foot, the whole leg out to the side, lifting either to the calf, to the inside of the leg. Use the wall for support. So if you are next to a wall, nothing wrong with helping yourself. Thinking about once you're in position, pulling everything together, pelvic floor engaged, thinking about squeezing the standing leg towards the foot and the heel pushing into the standing leg. That's all good. This could be you here. Nice and lifted. Still working on your balance. You're not really holding yourself fully on the wall. You're just helping yourself a little bit. It's no different than using a block when we do any of our other poses. So maybe you take the hands to the center or keep them lifted. If you're lifting, think about spiraling the arms in as you lift through that left knee. Bringing it forward, reaching the leg forward. So if you have got the arms lifted, imagine you're holding a block between the hands, keeping them pulling in together. Flex the foot and start to reach forward. Pivoting on the standing leg, reaching into our warrior three. Shoulders are getting achy. Bring the hands down. And coming forward. Bend the standing leg, lifting the left knee up in front and sitting low into your twisted. Very similar to our chair pose, but with the legs twisted. And then we're going to wrap the arms together as well if we can. If you wish, hold on to your elbows, think about the chest lifting, the focus is forward. And then unwrap, lifting up, and give yourself a little break. Okay, I'm going to go through another vinyasa. Once I catch my breath, inhale, lifting up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, drop the hips down and come into chair pose. And then those of you that wish, you can take an optional crow pose here or stay in chair. So those taking crow pose, feet, hands are coming to the floor underneath the shoulders, knees coming wide, pushing into the armpit area or top of the arms, lifting the heels towards the bottom. And then from there, step or jump back if you're in your chair, lower down, you're stepping back as well. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg backing up, stepping through. Coming into our high lunge again, same as we did earlier. Inhale, lift. This time we're going to take the twist, hands to the center, maybe taking one hand to the knee, the other to the hip, or left elbow to the outside of the right knee, hands pushing together and using that to help rotate. Thinking about the legs being strong. Maybe you're going to take one hand to the floor, the other up. Or your practice may be to wrap it round the back. You choose. Inhale, sweeping it all the way up and turning into our warrior two again. Just for a moment. Come in, straighten up the right leg, move the back leg in a little bit as we reach forward and down and take our triangle pose. So we're not staying quite as long in each pose as we would usually, just one or two breaths. From here, I'm going to bend the right leg, bring the right hand to the mat, forward and off to the right a little bit. And as you start to straighten the right leg and come to stand, lift the left out to the side and up for a version of half moon. So think about
the strength and the balance, the control from the center of the body. And then when you're ready, bend that standing leg again and come back to warrior two. From here, return to the mat. Hands to the mat, stepping back and lower. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Lifting back and up with the left leg this time. Squeeze the knee towards the chest, stepping forward between the hands. Lower the hips. Inhale, lift, high lunge. Exhale, taking your twist. Elbow to the outside of the knee, hands together if that's your twist. Maybe you're reaching the right arm to the floor. Don't lose the lock of the knee behind the shoulder if you do. Quite nice to wrap. From here, inhale, lifting back up. Tummy's drawn in, rotating all the way around to warrior two. So the right heel's placed down, left knee reaching forward. Straighten that left leg now. So depending on your stance, you might like to take that right foot back in a little bit. And come to your triangle. Again, you might like to wrap the hand around the back. Okay, from here, bend the left leg, left hand to the mat, and start to come up. So, depending on how you feel in your balance, this might work well for you today, maybe not. Hands directly underneath the shoulder, on the fingertips, thinking of the control. I've still got my arm wrapped. You may like to lift, same as we did in our side plank. And then from here, you've got the option, if you can find the balance, oops, so I didn't, to bend the left leg, and as you do, start to lift that left hand and come into your warrior. That didn't work. Did earlier. Okay, from here, cartwheel down, inhale, upward facing, exhale, downward facing. From downward facing, we're coming forward again, jump to the front of the mat, sinking the hips, coming into your chair. You might prefer to come into a squat, or you've the option again of coming into crow pose. So bringing the knees into the top of the arms, squeeze towards each other, lift the heels towards the bottom, place the feet down, inhale, chest lifts, exhale, fold, inhale, rise up, press the palms, and release. Okay, going to go one more time, and this time we're staying down on the mat on our bellies, and then we're going to do a few more things, and that's us done. Inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, chest lifts. You've got the option here, if you want to stick in your crow again, you can. Or we're just jumping back, lower down, and this time we're going to stay on the mat. Bringing the elbows to the mat, hands forward for Sphinx, rolling the shoulders back, thinking about tummy drawn in, top of the feet, thighs pushing to the mat, knees lifted, hip bones pushing forward and down as well. So you're not really squeezing the bottom, but you are tucking the pelvis to allow a little space in the lower back, chest coming forward. So we're going to add a few more different back bends in. Go with the one that works best for you. Make sure that you're working well for you today. So at any time, take the forehead down to the mat or one ear and allow yourself to fully relax. So our next version, Chalabasana, bringing the hands back,
You can have the legs squeezed together or slightly apart and reaching the toes back as you lift. So the same instruction here with the hip bones, pubic bone pushing down. Yeah, if you're a boy, it's not so good. Tummy is drawn in. Ribs still making contact with the floor as you reach back. And release. Taking a moment here to have an extra breath if you need it. So your choice again, either of those, or bend the knees. Knees are hip width apart, toes coming together. So you could stay here with the chest lifted, the same as our Sphinx, or reach back, holding on to the ankle, the side of the foot, and either stay here without the lift or lift. By lift, we're pushing the feet into the hands, lifting the chest forward, and creating length through the front of the body, strength in the back, and release it down. Hands to the ribs, rolling back for an extended child's pose. Just giving yourself a moment. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg back and up. Squeezing the knee high into the chest as you come into your high plank. And we're going to come into pigeon pose. Placing the right knee down behind the left wrist. Reaching the left leg back. Maybe a little further. So if you have anything going on in your knees, this is really not your thing. Come onto your back. Thread the needle. So right ankle is onto the left knee as you're on your back and you're hugging them both towards you. So I'm staying quite upright to start with, thinking about easing this back leg a little bit further back. You want it going directly out behind you, not off to the side. You certainly don't want it crooked one way or the other. And you want your hips squared up. By that I mean you're not leaning onto one side. You're leaning onto one side, you've gone too far. Just bring it in a little bit. You don't have to get your bottom fully on the floor. Yeah, and watch how it feels in your knee, especially. Coming down onto the elbows maybe. Tummy drawn in, ribs drawn in, and think about the length of the torso coming forward as you maybe come a little bit further down. You don't have to. Long, steady inhale and steady exhale. So I'm going to give you an option of a twist that we haven't done before in class. So if you haven't tried this before, see how it feels in your body. If it doesn't feel right, yeah, don't force it. I'm going to bring the left arm, balance onto the left elbow, left arm across the front of the body, and pick the left leg up. And I'm going to reach my right hand back, possibly take hold and pull towards the hip. So getting a quad stretch there. This is quite an intense twist in your back as well. So just be aware of how it feels for you. What you may like to do is just stay with the twist here without lifting that back leg, which is all good. Okay, walking yourself in. Lean onto the hip this time. Bring this back leg forward. Step it past the knee if you can. Tuck the right foot underneath the left hip and sit tall. And so this time we're twisting the opposite way from the direction we just went. Wrap the right arm around the knee and twist towards the back of the mat. Long, steady breath. And release. So from here, we're going to come back to our downward facing dog. If you can. Swing the leg back, tuck the toes behind, lifting up And to your down dog. So, left leg now, backing up. And bringing the knee into the chest as you come forward, placing the knee down. If you're on your back, so yeah, sorry, kind of left you hanging out there. Make sure that, yeah, you're drawing the knee close into you if you're on your back. You relax through the shoulders, thinking about the hips. So for all of us in this version of pigeon, thinking about the back leg, reaching further back. So the other thing you can do in your back is you can straighten up the leg that the knee is on. So you've got the left foot on the right knee or just above the right knee, and you can straighten up your right leg, drawing that leg closer to the body. For the rest of us, possibly coming down onto the elbows. Again, thinking about keeping square in the hips. Maybe you can come further down, reach forward. And settle into the breath. You could stay there, or we're going to take the twist. So bringing yourself up onto the right elbow, right hand comes in front. Maybe just twist a little. So stay here, or reach up, reach behind. And then if you wish, you take what foot's up? My right foot. Couldn't remember. Take it in. So just thinking about space across the front of the chest, that twist in the back. Hips are still driving down as you bring the foot in to stretch into the quad. So much going on. And release. Maybe lift it up and forward. Okay, coming on to the left hip, swinging that right leg all the way round. Tucking the left foot underneath the right hip and sitting tall. So you could stay facing forward if that felt good for you. The foot's not too far in, and it's just forward of the knee. Wrap the left arm around the right shin and twist behind, bringing the right hand behind the body. And release. Okay, so untangle yourself and come to lie down on the mat carefully. So either lower and with control, drawing the tummy in, and allow yourself to rest. Feet wide, knees together just for a moment. Tuck in the pelvis so that you've got your lower back wiggling into the floor. And drawing both knees into the chest and giving yourself a little rock on your back. And then from here, come into your position of rest. So stretching the legs away, allowing the legs to roll out to the side. Turn your shoulders under the body, palms facing up, away from the side of the body. And focus on making each exhale a little bit longer, a little bit softer, letting go fully. And sinking into a few minutes of rest if you can. Allowing your mind to be quiet, allowing your body to be still. And when you are ready to move, get up carefully, take a deep breath, and have a good day.